Hey, boss, can I ask you something?
Didn't you just?
Oh my god, maybe I ought to just shoot you instead. Seriously, though, we've been running together for a while now. You ain't afraid to take what you want, and don't let anybody get in your way. Got more guts than most folks. I guess what I'm wondering is, why? What's behind all this for you?
Do I need a reason?
Nope. Suppose not. You ask me, this whole damn world is here just to tear you down. Deck's stacked against you from the very beginning. Most folks are too stupid to realize it. They just sort of stumble through, managing to scrape together some shitty little life for themselves. They struggle every day until something catches them off guard, and then that's it. Lights out.
What? You feel bad for them?
Nah. Ain't my fault they're not smart enough to do something different. But then some folks are too aware of it, you know? They see the world for how fucked up it is. And so they decide they're gonna have it all. Right now. All the booze, all the chems, all the caps. And they don't care how they get it. In fact, if they can take it from others, they feel like they're getting the upper hand. Only, they ain't. Fucking raiders. They get so greedy, so focused on right now, they make some shitty mistakes and wind up dead. Hell, maybe some of them are trying to get killed.
Shit, Gage. You need bandages for this bleeding heart of yours?
Nah, boss. I don't have sympathy for them. All these people. They either try too hard or not enough. Maybe not at all. You and me, though, we're different. We know how to walk the line between fighting for what we deserve and getting out of control. Don't know about you, but I had this shit figured out early. Grew up in your average crap-hole settlement with parents that meant well, but they were pushovers. Watched them get smacked around by raider gangs for years, handing over whatever they had to keep their lives. One day, I'm watching them cower in front of some punk with a gun, and it just hits me. I ain't gonna end up like this, I says to myself. So I bail. I'm what, 12 years old? Didn't matter. I'd seen enough of the world to know how shit works.
So you abandoned them, left them to suffer.
Hey, they could have pulled themselves up out if they wanted, just like I did. They chose different. I bounced around for a few years, taking whatever jobs I could to pay for food, one way or another. I was a runner for a caravan for a while. Did some scavenging, did odd jobs for settlements. No matter what, one thing never changed. When the raiders came through, everyone rolled over. Raiders took what they wanted, moved on, and that was that. Didn't take long before I finally figured out where I'd really been heading all along. Next time a gang came through, I joined. Worked my way up over the years, and now here we are. Running with you now? Seems like it was all worth it.
I feel like you should be laying on a couch while I take notes and then charge you a couple thousand caps for the session.
If that's a joke, I don't get it. I'm just saying. It feels like you get it. Whatever you've been through, you can relate. Good to have someone like that around, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, enough being sentimental, I suppose. Let's go kill some shit.
Welcome back, folks, to the adventures of Mecha Betty! Brought to you by Zirkelblatt, the finest supplier of international radio transmitters. If it's not Zirkelblatt, it's not piercing the fabric of space and time. When we last left our heroes, they were working with Engineer O'Connor to get the USS Elbridge airborne. The ship was part of an experiment to harness a newly discovered exotic material that was given a proper charge would be repelled by the Earth's magnetic field, allowing it to float in the same way it currently floats on water. the crew had already begun to tear apart the armors for parts. Betty had to resist the urge to stop them and decide to go into the vacant engine room to get to work. Betty, using her super strength and precision laser cut to rebuild the engine room to accommodate the massive fusion furnace being built piece by piece. Scientists and inventors from the convention worked around the clock to install and understand each part of the furnace. What they lacked in time, they made up in sheer manpower. Each engineer from the Eldridge crew became the leader of 20 or more civilians, forming inopportune assembly lines around the super factory which pumped out parts at a lightning pace. Kenneth worked alongside Betty, knowing his friend enjoyed a good chat while building.
This reminds me of those stories your mom used to tell us about working at the aircraft factory during the war. Everyone doing whatever they can to help. It's a shame it takes a disaster or a war to see
And
people work together like
identify
this.
Kenneth put
yourself.
his hand on Betty's shoulder, surprised
Law-abiding
on how warm the
citizens
metal was.
will not be harmed. Commencing attack on hostile.
Engaged.
It's
You
my
hear
fault.
something?
It's my fault that you're in that thing.
Betty stopped welding and turned to her friend and gently placed her massive hand on his shoulder.
Kenny, I'm fine. I'm alive thanks to you. Besides, you know me. If I ever thought of something like this, I probably would have just done it to see if I could. Remember when you were doing the paraglider going to scream with Buster Rogers? Once I think something is possible, then I'll just have to try and do it.
Yeah. We checked that thing out when our Girl Scout troop was camping out at Mount Rogers. Betty, no offense, but something that can be snuck around in 2 hiking packs is not meant to fly, let alone try and break the sound barrier.
At least the parachutes works.
Yeah, thanks for putting my real name on it.
Well, it was kind of difficult embroidering Kenneth and 5 others. But it's worth it for one face.
What? The one where I was screaming in terror? Or the one where I was laughing like a maniac when we hit the ground?
No, the one where the girls started calling you Kenny.
Yeah, I couldn't stop smiling the rest of the trip. Betty?
All the excitement and work probably caught up to Betty. Despite her mechanical muscles, her mind and body still needed to rest, and she fell asleep resting against the hull of the ship. The light snores echoed from her electronic voice box. Kenneth laid his head on her forearm.
I guess we could both rest our eyes for a bit. Good night, Betty.
Good night, Kenny.
Well, Mecha Betty and Cat be able to enjoy their nap. Will the USS Eldridge be up and running in time to make a difference? Will there be enough coffee for the crew to stay awake? Find out! After Rubberhead.
Commencing lawful use of
That was fun. Don't leave anything behind if you can help it.
Was nearing completion when the ship rocks, starting out to roll away. They raced up to the deck when they spotted a squadron of English ships blowing the docks. Fishing boats and Navy support ships were blown to smithereens. The Eldridge anti-aircraft guns began firing 50 caliber cases that hit the deck and burnt. Deckhands swept them out of the way while others stood to replace the ammo boxes as needed. Giant rounds found their marks, but the dense metal of the saucers quickly beating taking dozens of hits before finally exploding. The saucer scattered for the tightest formations and world of burst.
Need a reload!
And with that, while his gun rejoined the fight, the massive gun swiveling flying ahead of the fast-moving saucers, forcing them to fly right into each other.
Debbie, we need a hand here.
Sure thing.
Betty was anchored lashed to the deck, stabilizing her as she fired. She couldn't risk running out of power with her chest cannon, so she decided to use her precision laser. Jenny Bean's car saucer lasers as hard as the surface of the sun came from the emitters on her fist with her third into her eye, gouging deep holes into the ship's floor. Well-placed rounds from Marty's deck gun caused the ship to turn into a ball of fire. Betty sliced through dozens of enemy aircraft, allowing deck guns to mow them down in droves. Sounding the ship once again, but this time it was under the ship's own power.
Captain, the furnace is working. We're powering up now.
Prepare for liftoff.
Kenneth frowned to the ship went fly. The ship swayed back and forth, signaling until the gyroscope stabilized. The fusion furnace took the massive explosion force of hydrogen hounds, forced together into helium, and fueled 1.3 gigawatts directly into the mysterious jet compressor chamber. The Eldridge pushed against its bursting tethers as it rose, its guns never stopping for more than a second to wipe out the last of the alien squadrons. Cheers echoed across the ship.
It worked!
With the USS Eldridge airborne, things are certainly looking up for our heroes. Will they continue defeating the aliens, or will one ship and a mechanized firecracker of a dame not be enough? Will President Van Dyne's upcoming speech give hope to the people, or will it be a bunch of hot air? Find out next time on the adventures of Mecha Betty!
My fellow Americans, today we have had a miraculous yet frightening realization that we are not alone
Do not
in the
attempt to
universe.
apprehend.
Yet this unprovoked attack has not brought us to our knees like they expected. Instead, it has pushed us into showing strengths we did not know we had. At the New World's Fair, which was meant to be a peaceful gathering of the greatest achievements mankind has to offer, the aliens sowed the seed of their own undoing and proved that when we work together, we can accomplish great things.
Transmitting.
Right now, we have a hero, a symbol of the world's resolve.
Authorities.
We have Mecha Betty. But she cannot do it alone. This country cannot do this alone. We need to follow that example and hold together as one people, one world. I ask the leaders of every country to set aside old rivalries and grudges to work together.
The President will now take a few questions.
Mr. President, what exactly is a Mecha Betty?
A hero. She's a hero, and no further questions. I has to go talk to them. Organize the counterattack against the alien menace.
Mr. President, you didn't answer the question. Who is she? What can she do? Where is she? What's going on?
Sorry, I can't hear you. My chopper is ready.
While President Van Dyne was rousing the people, Captain Yeager was preparing the crew for the first mission in Skybound Eldridge. Admiral Fairweather had told him that there was so far they had no luck fighting a live alien, and it was the key to begin to understand the enemy.
According to our people, the stuff that makes us fly also bamboozles radar. It doesn't make us invisible, but they shouldn't be able to get accurate readings. That's why we're heading south. Reports show that there are regular scouting ships that happen to be where a thunderstorm will be coming through in a few hours. We'll hide from sight in the clouds,
like
catch
the
their
maid ain't
attention,
been here
and
in a
then
while.
Betty will lasso one
Hope
down and
there's
attack.
something
You
useful
want me
about.
to lasso a flying saucer, literally inside a storm, and somehow disable it without destroying it in the process?
Do you have a problem with that?
Actually, no. It's just that this is like 3 of my biggest fantasies happening at the same time. Oh, Kenneth!
You want me to take pictures of it, don't you?
Please and thank you.
The Eldridge sailed smoothly through the sky until it approached a storm. Like the ocean during a hurricane, the electromagnetic field rose and crashed as lightning built up, making the ship rise and fall sickeningly. Bolts flashed and curved around the hull of the ship, both attracted and repelled by this field that held them aloft.
Kenneth, do you see them yet?
Not yet. I can't see a darn thing.
Me neither. If we survive this, remind me to upgrade my vision for storm chasing.
Look out!
Kenneth spotted the scout ships and ducked when they began to fire. Apparently they too were suffering from some vision problems, as they not only missed Betty, but also the Eldridge. There were 3 of them, and they darted quickly in and out of sight between sections of the cloud. One fired and missed, but caused part of the cloud to glow eerily from the laser fire. They took a chance and fired her grappling hook to where she thought the source of the blast was. At first she thought she missed and was preparing to reel in for another go, when the line went taut and she was dragged across the deck. She grabbed one of the deck guns, crushing and bending the barrel as she tried to hold on to the saucer.
Betty!
Kenneth shouted as the turret gave way, allowing the saucer to pull Betty into the swirling, thunderous darkness. Will Betty survive? Will the crew of the Eldridge make a difference? Does this mean the end of the human race? Find out after the break.
Beginning search pattern Delta 7.
This much dust means no one's been around in a while. Finders keepers, am I right?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for incredible action? Are you ready for the battle? Are you ready to see the latest robots fight it out in the ultimate showcase? And it's time for the Robco Battle Zone! Now entering the ring, Robco's Galactrons. With their cutting-edge laser technology, watch as the Galactrons make short work of these
Intruder.
iBots.
Identify yourself.
What a show! Can anything challenge the Galactron? Get ready to find out. It's time for a head-to-head matchup with the mighty Novatron. Do you want more? Well, we'll give you more. Here they come. State-of-the-art Novatron! And now, the fight you've all been waiting for. The ultimate in high-end robotic engineering. The one, the only. Robco Space Sentry! This ain't over. What a fight! What a fight! We hope you enjoyed the show. Please exit through the doors on the lower level. Don't forget to stop by the Robco gift shop to pick up your very own souvenir from today's fight. Thank you for visiting the Robco Battle Zone.
Welcome back. When we last left our heroes, they discovered the aliens' reasons for invasion in a convenient holographic business card. Though it had left them more than eager to figure out how to defeat them. But their prisoner was being quite stubborn.
You don't need to know nothing. Just surrender and everything will be dandy.
You either tell us what I want to know, or I'll take a walk while that metal lady over there has a friendly chat with you, if you catch my meaning.
Yes, very friendly.
It doesn't matter. I don't know anything that can help make any difference. Thousands will die, the government will fall, and then we will pick up the pieces to make an actual civilization.
If you think for a single second we'll give up, then you don't know anything about us.
Kenneth felt waves of anger flowing through him, and he was tempted to take another swing at the alien, until Betty put a hand on his shoulder.
It's okay, Kenny. He's just trying to get under our skin.
Admiral Fairweather is calling. He wants us to prep the captor for transport right away.
All right. Perhaps whoever gets their hands on you will be a bit more persuasive.
Just outside Earth's atmosphere, an imposing ship stood out among the flying saucers, descending upon the Earth in small squadrons. Inside, an alien approached the general's quarters and pressed the intercom.
Come in.
He entered the quarters and spotted the general going through the motions of their military standard martial arts form, her body dwarfing the other aliens, yet moving as fluid as a gymnast.
Yes?
For the most part, the invasion is going according to projections. Most of the nations of this world have at best level 2 technology with some random examples of early level 3 technology. Most likely prototypes and barely tested, though one of these has been giving us some trouble.
The general stopped her exercise and grabbed a water bottle, dousing a liter before speaking. Her candid smile was almost reassuring.
Should I send down a platoon of our mechs? Or do you think one ought to do it?
One should be sufficient. They have some sort of prototype mech on a flying sea ship, and in one of their population centers, some sort of subgroup has managed to upgrade their fossil fuel vehicles with our technology. The rest is falling well within projections.
I'll go down myself then.
You, ma'am? Is that really necessary?
I need the exercise. This ship is cramped. And the sooner we are done, the sooner I can see my kids. Get my suit ready and bring us to that sea ship first. I want to see what kind of piece of scrap these backwater people cobble together.
Of course, ma'am. We should be ready to enter the atmosphere within the hour. Would you like me to have the neuroengineer come in and install the local language?
Just send it to my terminal. I can take care of it myself. You know my preferences.
Of course, as you wish.
As the ship began its descent, the crew of the Eldred were completely unaware of the looming threat. How will our heroes face it? And will this General Helen prove too much for our hero? Find out after the break.
One more time. Play that song.
I wish I was a little bit taller, so every time I step into the record store, I wouldn't have to holler. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm only 5'6", got the beard, got the mix to raise me up, and then try to be the near the for a second. I will always love you. She's my girl,
Welcome back. During the break, Admiral Fairweather sent a helicopter to pick up the Captain was poised to the knee with the Eldritch Horn flared, warning of an incoming attack.
There's a 500-meter ship directly above us. Please advise.
Captain Yeager scanned the horizon before looking up, spotting a ship, a small dot far above them.
Is it within weapons range?
No, it's in our blind spot. Gun modifications haven't been put in yet, and we can't aim straight.
Full speed ahead. Turn the port till we're in range.
Sir, they're dropping something!
The object crashed into the deck, tilting the ship, sending crew and civilians alike flying into the walls. The sailors recovered the ship, brightening themselves, preparing to fight. Engineer O'Connor ordered the civilians out of the way.
What in the name of St. Patrick was that?
It means get down and stay out of the way!
The smoke and dust cleared from the impact. The deck nearly caved in from General Helen in her red suit. She looked like a massive knight in shining armor, the setting sun gleaming across her faceplate. It went silent except for the hum of the engines.
Hello and salutations. I am General Helen of the Greenfish. I believe that there has been a bit of a misunderstanding between us.
Helen Yeager grabbed the intercom but waved over to Betty before turning it on.
Get ready. I don't think she's here to just talk.
Got it.
General Helen, what kind of misunderstanding are you referring to? Your people seem to have made it abundantly clear that your intentions are anything but peaceful.
To the foolish misunderstanding. You against us.
Kenneth ripped the intercom from Yeager.
And you expect us to just let you take over our planet?
Would you kindly? It would be much though I don't mind doing it. Excuse me for a second.
Betty was positioned herself below where the general was standing, ready to take her by surprise when Helen's fist shot through the steel plating and picked Betty up by her head.
Very cheap.
The massive fist started to squeeze, and with a groan from the pressure, his eyes glowed red and fired a laser blast at her opponent's face. Helen dropped Betty in surprise, and Betty took the opening to punch Helen in the gut, knocking the general into the next railings. Betty continued the assault, launching herself at the opponent and fired rapid jabs with her massive mechanical fist. Helen forced her arms up to defend and waited patiently. With each succession of harrowing blows, Betty slowed down more and more, her attacks using more power than her generator could provide. Her batteries started to drain.
Running low already?
Poking the lens of her eye. Betty attempted to fire her particle cannon, but Helen dodged, the beam gouging a metal chunk out of the deck. Her reserve power plummeted as Helen swept Betty's legs out from beneath her. Betty tried to push the alien away, but Helen grabbed her arm. She grappled Betty, pitting our hero against the deck as she twisted Betty's arm.
That's the difference between us. You throw your power around without any thought because you think you can just outgun anything. I've trained a lifetime, mastering my body and my tools. You're pathetic.
The sound of grinding motors and twisting metal were punctured by Betty's screams as the arm gave way. Helen got up and kept Betty pinned down with her foot. She smiled down at the wreckage. Betty's living body could be seen underneath the torn armor of her cybernetic outer shell.
Even if your suit was better in every conceivable way, I would have still won.
Helen lifted up Betty's arm and swung, launching Betty into one of the remaining deck guns, crushing it into the wreckage. She then contacted her ship.
I took care of their so-called superweapon. Pick me up and have the ship finish off this wreck.
Barclay couldn't sit back when the fight started turning south. He grabbed a rocket launcher from the armory and fired it at the alien general as soon as Betty was clear.
Sorry. I need a second to take care of something before you pick me up.
You callous bitch!
The massive alien swatted away Barclay's weapon and then pinned him down with her free hand.
Could you be a dear and hold this for me?
Helen dropped Betty's dismembered limb onto Barclay's own arm, his bones crushing beneath it.
Well, it's been fun. But I must be going. I know. As one of your poets once said, parting is such sweet sorrow that I'll say good night until tonight becomes tomorrow.
With her work done, she leaped off the Eldridge and onto the shawl that carried her back onto the ship. Will the Eldridge survive the imminent attack? Will Betty and Barkley recover from such a fight? Find out next time on the adventures of Mecha Betty.
Finders keepers, am I right?
Going up.
Betty used her remaining arm to flip over. Her body screamed in pain as she moved. She landed on her back, looking up at the ship. She smiled as she sent all of her remaining power into her particle cannon.
Like my mom always said, if you can't win, at least give them a black eye.
Damage report.
Ma'am, our atmospheric propulsion is heavily damaged. Everything else appears to be operational.
Then continue firing at their ship. I don't want that eyesore to escape.
Yes, ma'am.
Full power to the engines! Engage the emergency boosters!
Engaging boosters in 3, 2, 1.
The Eldridge began to pick up speed, but he fell unconscious, but her massive weight kept her from flying off the ship, while her dismembered robotic arm kept Barkley safely pinned down. As each beam hit the Eldridge, chunks of the armor melted off, cutting deep gouges that came all too close to hitting the crew, who valiantly manned their stations as the ship continued to gain more speed.
Captain! They're still hitting us!
How much burn?
When they get through the armor, the ship will tear itself apart!
A squadron of jets began firing on Helen's ship. The Eldridge continued to retreat as the Air Force launched missile after missile into the alien hull.
We're barely scratching it, sir. Doesn't matter. We just need to keep them busy until the Navy boys can get away. Yes, sir.
As they distracted the enemy, the Eldridge fled this massive ship, reaching incredible speed until they came over the Atlantic Ocean.
Turn us 5 degrees to starboard. There's an island chain ahead. Splash us down and hide in the cover of the large island.
Aye, aye, sir.
Has the Eldridge found safe harbor? Or Betty and Barkley going to recover? Find out after the break.
Enjoying the adventures of Mecha Betty? How about subscribing and sharing with your friends? If we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will gently persuade the cast to sing for your enjoyment.
All I wanna do is see you turn into a giant cyborg, a giant cyborg. All I wanna be is someone who gets to see a giant cyborg.
Somewhere out there in deep space, so far away, there are aliens coming to take our freedom away.
Going up.
Welcome back. During the break, the Eldridge hid itself with dozens of crew and civilians were working together to pull Betty's arm off of Barkley.
Stop!
You sure?
It will only hurt him more.
Bother with that.
Someone get a surgical kit with a bone saw. We have to amputate.
Hey, you stop that! I'm not letting you cut off my friend's arm!
Do you want him to die? If we could leave this thing off him, his arm is crushed. It would have to be amputated anyways. Let's do it now and save him some pain. Dr. Blue, where I handle Barkley. Can you see to Betty? Oh, I'm on it. Betty? That thing can sure hit a number on you. Are you okay?
To be honest, Doc, I've had better days. I think I'm too damaged to get up.
Damn. I'm here without a tow truck.
Oh,
It looks like we are going to have to cut you out of there.
Is that a good idea? We didn't exactly have time to make this reversible.
If we are careful, we can get you out along with your main life support unit.
Can you do it?
Hey, I think I can. I designed this much smaller and with a lot less weaponry, but life support has its own separate battery, which should last long enough to get you into the medical bay. Can I get a blowtorch and some cutting tools over here?
Can I get a shot of whiskey before you start?
And a bottle of whiskey! Well, I could use a bit myself. I'm not exactly a surgeon.
No, you're not. You're an engineer. And that's exactly what I need right now. Now get to work and don't give me any more excuses.
Here you go, Dr. Blue. McConnell sent up all the tools you should need.
Good. Well, let's get to work.
Excuse me, sir. Is there anything I can do?
Sure. Keep going. Have me whatever I ask for, okay? Dr. Blue, I'm taking Ensign Barkley to the medical bay. I'll be back as soon as I can to assist you. Thank you. Hold steady, Kenneth.
Sorry, Doctor. There's something busted and I keep getting shocked.
Well, perhaps a bit of a distraction will help. It would be good to see how your mental state is after being knocked around so much. So tell me, what kind of young lady goes around inventing super factories and getting herself turned into a walking tank?
Well, I've always had a bit of interest in machines ever since I was little. My entire life, my mom has been an airplane mechanic. She kind of fell into it during the war, you know, doing her part and all. But it became a passion. My passion was a bit broader. I took apart everything from radios to this giant computer. The college and the city threw it out because it was burnt out. My mom wanted to use it for scrap metal.
But she got that thing working. Sorry.
Continue.
Yow! Oh, be careful, Doc. I'm pretty banged up in here. So, yeah, I got it fixed up, but I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And then I listened to an episode of this science fiction series on the radio, talking about smart machines making things, and then...
You made a super factory?
Nope, but close. I realized how awesome it would be if my mom didn't have to order parts but can make them herself. The problem is that the amount of tools and equipment to make 1 or 2 parts would take up half the garage, let alone everything you need to fix up all the different kinds of planes that come in. So I built the part press.
Parts press?
Yeah, kind of like an old printing press, except this would... Instead of letters, it had shapes, and it would press down a layer of hot metal, cool, then another, then another. After a few hours, I can make almost any kind of metal part.
Fascinating. Oh, Kenneth, pass me the wire cutters. Wire cutters.
Yeah, here you go.
So, that alone is a very impressive feat. Surprised you didn't sell it and became the next Harry Ford.
I said the same thing, but that was just the beginning.
Yeah, Kenny's right. I couldn't help but think that there was more to what could be done. I figured making 1 part in a few hours wasn't good enough, so I made more. A couple presses, all controlled by the computer. Some used aluminum, and others worked with steel, so I could pretty much make any part I ever needed. Though...
It still wasn't good enough?
Not even close. I started working with robotics, making arms that could pick up the parts and put them away so the presses could work all day and night without me. Then I thought they could start making things themselves.
I heard of this in some magazines. Automated factories. Hand me the torch. These things are a mess. You'd better scrap it and build a new one properly.
Aw, do we have to scrap it?
Betty is a bit sentimental. She still keeps scraps from her mom's power glider under her bed.
Kenneth!
Hold still. I suppose not. But it's not up to me, and I don't think we have enough materials on board as it is. It's not exactly time for sentimentality. No offense.
Is Kenneth here?
That's me. Is something wrong?
There's a call for you. It's from the president.
The president? What does he want with me?
I don't know. He didn't say. But you need to go now.
Go, Kenny. I'll be fine.
Okay, Betty. You take care.
Kenneth walked up to the command deck and was handed a phone. He nearly dropped the phone because his hands were shaking.
Hello?
Is this the reporter with Mecha Betty?
Yes, I am a reporter, sir. My name is Kenneth.
Good. Kenneth, you're exactly what I need. Now listen closely, boy. The people need answers, and more than that, they need hope. Do a battlefront report on the Eldridge, and Mech Betty. Got it?
It's Kenneth. And I understand, sir, but everything is in rough shape, right?
I said hope. I don't care if you have to lie out of your teeth. But you need to make it look like we are winning.
But, sir?
Damn it! No buts! I'm giving you access to the nation's emergency broadcast system. And if I don't hear what I want to hear in the next hour, I'll... I can't think of anything. But I'm the president, and that's an order.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, Carl.
It's Ken...
Thanks to several crewmen, Jerry wrecked the communications tower in Kenneth's camera. He was able to reluctantly start his job. He gulped as he tried to think of how much he had to stretch the truth.
You're Ensign Joe, right? I need you to be my cameraman. Orders from the president.
You got it, boss.
Just keep it pointed at me, or whatever I point at. Keep quiet, and press that button in 5.
I'm gonna trust you know what
4.
you're doing.
Oops.
Hello, this is Kenneth Jameson reporting from the USS Eldridge. This ship is filled with the most advanced technology and the best minds from around the world. We have managed to fight back the best the aliens have thrown at us. Today, we are repairing and upgrading the ship, which gives us the opportunity to see how the Eldridge's crew will bring us victory.
Oh dear, I just can't seem to get this recipe right.
Just use your neural learner, honey.
Well, I thought that was just for learning new languages.
Nope. With the latest upgrade, you can learn any skill with the flip of a switch.
Wowie! Thank you, neural learner. And thank you, Snookums.
Bay for surgery. One place that our poor friend Kenneth wanted desperately to go to, but could not. He was taken with only reporting good news, being given nothing but his camera, a random enzyme, and a few documents about the ship. Thankfully, the crew was ordered to oblige him. Unfortunately, things got rocky from the get-go.
We need this factory to make safety equipment. If it isn't bad enough, we are stuck in this tin can. We shouldn't have to worry about being tossed around like ragdolls during a fight.
Lady, this is a battleship. We need the super factory to completely rebuild the weapons so we don't get our asses kicked.
Hello?
What?
I'm here doing a live report on the Eldridge and what we are doing to win against this invasion.
Oh yes, the captain said you would be around. So, the Americans can hear me right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, as much as I hate to say this ship is nice. The materials that make it fly are remarkable. The super factory that Mademoiselle Betty created, however, is très magnifique. In a day, we can build things that would take months, if the roots would let us use it properly.
It's called priorities. We wouldn't be half, finished if we had better weapons to take care of the aliens and interrupt our work.
So the aliens are more of a nuisance for this ship than a threat?
Yeah, we, just need time to get everything working. Then we can take them out for sure.
Ugh. Silly American bravado. The truth is...
Kenneth gave Dr. Armistead a pleading look, silently begging her to stop.
The truth is that there's a lot of work to be done, and all of us will do our part. Now, me and, James and I need to get back to work.
Kenneth left him. I was glad to hear a more civil conversation paid off as he tried to not think about Betty. He remembered that the camera was still on him and he needed to say something. He started reading a document the captain handed to him earlier.
The USS Eldridge was a part of a top-secret project called the Philadelphia Experiment. The purpose was to use a new superconductive material that allowed the ship to fly. The only problem was a proper power source, until Betty came on board and built the fusion furnace. And here we are on the deck. As you can see, the current guns are, being dismantled to be replaced with railguns that take advantage of the extra electricity that the fusion furnace produces.
Watch where you're going.
Kyle pointed at the deck. The entire space was taken up with now dismantled Mecha Bay parts. Hundreds of parts were laid out in a meticulous order, with labels in equally organized handwriting. Okara never looked up from his work.
Get over here with that camera and be careful. I want you to get my good side. Now, see all this? You know what this is?
Mecha Betty, right?
No, you idiot. This is a prototype. And you know what a prototype is?
The first version of an invention?
Oh my god! Okay, for you two and the folks at home, a prototype is essentially a pile of junk in the shape of a good idea. Everything from your TV to your car started out as a barely functioning pile of junk thrown together by scientists and inventors who pat themselves on the back while us engineers figure out how to make the damn thing work properly. Look at this damn thing!
He held up a metal ball covered in wires and tossed it off the ship.
Those eggheads put inside a cutting-edge weapon by tossing a bunch of untested garbage together and hoped it would work. That was a gyroscope in her damn fist! Why do you need a gyroscope in a fist? Worst of all, it was only in the left one! Useless, stupid, sucks up power because it was wired completely wrong. Surprised this thing didn't get her killed. I am at a loss for words on this thing. On the plus side, this thing managed to take down almost 50 flying saucers, hordes of aliens, and punched a hole in their command ship. So folks, we got this. Betty's gonna be bigger, tougher, and better than ever.
Thank you. You heard it here. Things may be tough, but the crew of the USS Eldridge will keep on the good fight. This has been Kenneth reporting on the front line.
How will people react to Kenneth's report? How are Betty and Barkley doing in the medical bay? Find out next time on the Adventures of Mecha Betty!